Hello, everybody. Guess what? It's podcast number 2. It's the Sound Warriors podcast. And guess who you got? You got Mr. Brian Shartzer right here. I got to hold for the applause. I got to hold for the applause.
Whatever.
Yeah, when a guy gets a number 10 song, I got to cater to him a little bit.
Listen to you talk. Oh, my God, and we got the big guy.
Thank you.
Mr. Mark Bott.
I got the skulls on today, bro. What are you working with? You got the shades.
Hey, I'm working. I was going to do the Macho Man Randy Savage thing today.
What happened to that?
It's a little nippy outside, man.
Is.
And with the tank top and all, you know.
Well, we got some notes here that says no nippage.
no nippage and no F-bombs.
No F-bombs, no nippage. See, we got our own notes here because we are a professional podcast.
Yeah.
We were told the first time, you guys sound kind of, I put the word in professional? Yeah, professional.
Hey, whatever works.
Yeah. So we're going to start out today talking a little bit about one of the things Brian and I talked about kind of over the last couple of weeks. And we're not perfect by any means.
By no means.
But we've been talking about keyboard warriors, okay? And I'm going to give you my opinion, Brian, and you throw yours in.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm not mad at anybody, but I'm going to say this, that probably 99% of what I see you getting, what I get, seem to be real positive. People want you to, do well, have a good time, and they're, pretty much behind you. Those that do say anything. There's also that group of people that are sitting behind the keyboard, and they wouldn't give you a yes or a thumbs up for nothing. So I understand the dynamic. But every once in a while, you get a little squirrel bag, kind of weasels their way in and starts throwing out. So it doesn't even matter at this point what it is, because I've had mine, you've had yours.
For sure.
But, what do you think about keyboard warriors?
Here's my thing. As adults, we're supposed to, as we was told by our adults before us when we was kids, say the things that's respectful, be polite, be kind. And, that should sink in.
Yeah, I agree.
Because when you become an adult, you become a teacher. Kind of like what I was telling you earlier, some things that we did back in the past probably wasn't the right thing that we done or we should have done. But now, as we're older, we need to take the people that was our teachers, our parents, or it doesn't necessarily have to be parents, because, as a matter of fact, speaking of, I reached out to a dear friend of mine today that I put on a pedestal. I love this guy.
Let's give him a shout out.
Yeah, so, I've dealt with some naysayers on my Facebook page about certain things, and it's bothered me. Not that it's true, and I know it's not true, but still, why would they want to go on somebody's Facebook page and post something negative, derogative, just to be hateful?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
Well, I think it comes from the way you feel about yourself. Because sometimes, we all look in the mirror and we're like, you know what, I'm having a good day. I feel pretty good about me.
Yeah.
Other times you might look in the mirror and go, you know what, I'm not liking the guy I'm seeing. Like I remember when I was 13 and, throw a few stories in, right?
Sure.
And I was kind of getting picked on the bus. Now, let's face it, my nickname pretty much was good even back then. I wasn't exactly tiny. But when a senior comes up and you're a freshman, and I was a little skinnier and smaller, and, without going into too much depth, I kind of took it for a couple of days, and I went home and looked in the mirror, and you know what? I said, I'd have rather had my butt kicked than to feel the way I'm doing. I can't even go to sleep because I looked in that mirror and I don't like the guy I'm seeing. So what do? You strike out at other people probably as an adult. As a kid, I went and just took care of business on the bus. I did ambush him, by the way. He didn't get a fair shot. I did the leg lock on him, and away we went. But anyway, that being beside the point, the whole idea we brought up this is if you're going to be a keyboard warrior, give constructive criticism.
Absolutely.
And the other thing is, if you got something evil to say,
keep it to yourself.
Yeah, keep it to yourself. Or here's the deal. I've had people, it's not even evil, just somebody might say, I think your pitch is too high on that song. I'm okay with that, but you know what would be cool? You DM me on the side and say, hey, big guy, I think, on so-and-so song, you could probably do this or that. And you know what? We all take
positive criticism. Sure.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I
Yeah. You
try
got to be
to
big
get
enough
better.
to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I took some lessons from a guy out in California, and he told me, he said, I'm going to tell you one thing right now. He said, before we go on with this lesson, he said, I can already tell what your problem is. And I go, what's that? And he said, you want to do it your way. I said, really? Let me look over my shoulder, see who he's talking about. He's talking about me.
Right. Sure.
Right? And you do that occasionally. I mean, we all do. Yeah.
There's nothing better than, going hands and feet with somebody. I'm not going to kid nobody. I mean, I've done it for years. Again, men will be men.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, unfortunately, with today's society, everybody wants to yak behind,
or pull a gun,
behind your back. What you know what? If you're going to do that, why do that in the first place?
Exactly.
But if you're going to have the balls to say it on social media, come face to face with the guy.
Yeah.
And I wasn't going to go there today with that because I talked with Jeff DeVore, and like I said, this
now,
guy.
How do you know Jeff?
Oh, Jeff's been my martial art teacher for years.
Yeah.
But not just that, a brother. The Lord broke the mold when Jeff was made.
Did they also break your elbow? Because it just about hit my head about 2 seconds ago.
Watch that. And so, we reach out to the ones that we respect,
Yeah.
and we need guidance sometimes, and that's exactly what I did today, because it was bothering me for quite some time since the comment, and just talking with him today, he was like, "Hey, man, this is what you need to do."
I need to hear that. Because all my family for 3 generations have gone to empowered martial arts. John Gaston, who originally is the owner.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And you know John.
Oh, yeah.
And Rick Christie.
Rick Christie, he was he was a student of Jeff DeVore.
Well, really?
Yeah.
Well, Rick will probably watch this, and Rick is a regional frickin' badass.
Oh, yeah.
His son Mason is one of the best trainers I've ever
Nice,
seen.
yeah,
He's
nice.
Muay Thai guy, and
Oh, I love Muay Thai.
yeah.
Jeff DeVore could tell you some
right.
stories.
Don't even get me going. Right. Don't even get me going. I'll go put my ankle monitor.
Oh, boy.
That's an inside joke, people. And I swear, I'm not bringing it up, Brian. Because you got too much on me, I'm not bringing it up. But there is something, if you want to talk to Brian on the side, you might ask him about a guy with 2 ankle monitors. That's all I'm saying. I'm just, Is that enough?
Yeah. So anyway,
Jeff's a beast.
Oh, Jeff is.
Yeah.
I love the guy.
Yeah.
Love him to death. I love his wife. I love his family.
That's awesome.
His son, Chico.
So he tamed you down.
He did. He really did. He was like,
You
"Hey,
knew the answer.
I
You
did."
were just too mad to get the
But
answer.
I wanted to do what I do best.
Yeah.
It's
Exactly.
Well, maybe back in the day, but I can
yeah.
still throw her down if I have
Oh,
to.
yeah,
But
well, we know that because the guy at the ankle monitor store.
anyway,
Don't lead me in like that. Don't lead me in.
so anyway,
Well, we do
yeah,
have some shout outs to give.
yeah.
So,
Give it-
again, I want to tell you this. This is our second podcast.
Yes.
Our first one, we were kind of rolling around the edges.
learning, maybe.
Everybody
We're
kind of
learning.
liked it. Everybody kind of liked it. Because one thing we say in our podcast is it's Sound Warriors Podcast, and we say it and we sing it because we're both recording artists.
We are.
So we say it, we sing it. We're going to bring it. We're going to say whatever we want to say within reason. We're trying to keep it clean here for everybody the best we can, which we're not too good at, but we're trying. And we're going to give a shout out because I'll tell you, there's a guy that's become a really, really good helper to both of us.
Oh.
I've been talking Ronnie Trash. Okay, what a name. You got to love it, right? Well, Ronnie grew up, give you a little background on Ronnie, and Ronnie owns and runs and is the DJ of a station called Country Beats Radio. And it's amazing. He's got all independent artists. If you're already signed on a record deal, you're not going to be on his station. And that's cool, right?
Absolutely.
It's cool because it gives us a chance. He's playing
Sure.
Brian stuff all the time. He's playing
God
mine.
love him, man. God love him.
Yeah, so Ronnie Trash, he grew up in Melrose Park, Illinois, which is right around the corner from where I grew up. So we started talking. His
Small
dad-
world sometimes.
What's that?
Small world
Yeah,
sometimes.
it is, yeah. So he grew up in Melrose Park area, and Melrose Park is notorious for something that I've run into a couple times. They call it a frickin' broken nose. Okay, it's Vinnyville. Sorry if anybody named Vinny, because I don't want to mess with you, but yeah, Vinnyville. So you're probably gonna have to defend yourself. So I talked to Ronnie about that, and Ronnie goes, "Oh yeah," he said, "I've been hit a few times in Melrose." Well, anyway, I said my first job as a doorman, let's call it, was at the Cellar. And the Cellar, we won't talk about what was going on in that place, but it was not all legal apparently. But anyway, he said, I know the whole background of it. And so I started there at 19 when the drinking age was 19. So his dad worked at the Zenith. Remember Zenith? Everyone had to have a new Zenith TV back in the day, right? So his dad worked at the Zenith plant across the street. So I want to give a big shout out to Ronnie Trash, and that's Country Beats Radio. He's played a bunch of your stuff, hasn't he?
He has, and just reaching, meeting him actually through you, because you've got some. Oh my, you got 2 singles for sure. 3 now.
Yeah, I've got 3 singles out.
You got 3
and the
singles
fourth
now.
coming out in 2 weeks.
Yeah, you got another one coming out, and these songs are monster songs, folks. You got to listen to them. Oh my God, they're incredible. But and we'll get back into that. But but Ronnie, man, he's a singer too. He just, he's a cool cat, man. He just sits back there.
He can sing.
He just sits back there in his chair, man. He puts that mic up here, and once he sings them old classic country. All them classic music, man. Oh, just tears it up. He does a great job, and for him to take the time out to play our music to help us independent artists out as well.
So cool.
It is. And man, brother, we appreciate you,
Thank you,
so
Ronnie.
much, man. So much. We love you, man.
We love you, bro. Okay, so we also got to throw a shout out to Stephen F. Adams.
Bakersfield.
Outlaw. He's the Outlaw
shoot.
owner
Yeah.
and DJ, which means he owns the station. Okay, it's soundwave1radio.com.
Yes.
www on the front. Okay,
Sure.
Hits played all over the world.
All over the world, baby.
And on Fridays, he does, and it's from noon until 2 o'clock Pacific time.
Right.
Which is 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock Central time. Which
Our
is
time,
where we're
baby.
at, right?
Yep.
We're the Midwest crew here.
Correct.
But anyway, he does a program that is all of the people that sing with us. Brian and I both have the same promoter, and we'll give her a plug while we're doing this too.
Oh, absolutely.
Beverly Jenkins,
Yes.
the best promoter on the planet. Nashville contacts, just
Worldwide.
has written major songs,
Oh, yeah.
and she knows everybody.
Sure.
So we're blessed to have her. She promotes both of us.
She does.
And Stephen does this show on Fridays, which will be tomorrow.
What she's a sponsor of.
Right, which she sponsors that show, along with Cashbox Magazine.
Ow.
Yeah, hello, Cashbox Magazine,
Yes.
thank you. And, Brian was ahead of me by many months in his career, but he actually got on the Cashbox charts, which is where everybody's gone through. You name a star.
Yeah, they've been on it.
They got to get through there
Yep.
to get up and get a record deal. It's kind of the climb. Well, this cat right here made it to number 10. Yeah.
Very blessed.
And let's talk about that song.
Oh, they called them outlaws. And when and you got to give, when I first started talking to Beverly, and we can get into that too a little later, but it was time to be me. And she pretty much gave me that ultimatum: either sink or swim. Get out there, write a song,
Yep.
and send it to me, and we'll see what we can do. And so, I did it. I sat down and I threw some lyrics together, and of course, I've been hanging with Eric Nelson from Eclipse Studio,
Talk about a beast.
the man.
One of the best production guys and musicians
Absolutely.
on the planet.
Absolutely.
Eclipse Studios.
Yes.
I'll throw him a plug in there.
I mean,
best.
yes, amazing guy. Yep. So I took what I had, and then because I've been doing some recording there with him. He's my producer and on all my songs and everything. And we went in there and I had a really good start. And Eric being Eric, we moved some words around. He added some words, and we brought they called them Outlaws to life. And
He makes you work, doesn't he?
oh
I
man.
know. I do my songs there too. I'm following this guy down the road of success.
So,
I'm telling you, he's tough.
yeah, but he's a professional.
Yep.
So God love him. And then so we got the song done, and we got it put out, and then why that song, right?
Yeah, that's what I wanted.
So the Outlaws, we all know who they are. We all know who the Outlaws are, but they was always rowdy. He was drinking and they was partying. Everybody knows that, but.
Yep.
But let's get to the root of the story here. Why was they outlaws? Outlaws because they played their music the way they wanted to play it.
Love it.
They did it how they wanted to do it, and they didn't give a dang what people thought.
Yeah.
And
You definitely modeled yourself after them.
well, I mean, they're our mentors.
Me too.
Yeah, they're our mentors. Mm-hmm. So, and that's what I wanted to give everybody and myself. When I wrote that song,
cool.
and Eric being a co-writer, when we put that song together, I wanted to talk about the Outlaws and why. Not just because they was rowdy and they was drinkers and they partied and all that, but why was they outlaws? They, because Nashville it was trying to corrupt them way back then.
Yeah.
And, look what Nashville's done today. So it's up for us independent artists, to follow and to keep our mentors, keep them alive.
Well, I had the same thing with my first release. I released a song my first release is called Kiss My Bad American Ass.
Which needs to be played everywhere. Oh, my God.
It's a rockin' tune.
Oh.
And basically, here's the deal. I'm not out to get anybody. You know me. I'm a lover, not a hater. Right? But the way I am is I always equate things to this. If I'm in an ice cream shop in an outdoor place, the little small ice cream places you stop and you just want an ice cold soft serve ice cream, right? And you pull up there and you're like, God, this is great. I'm going to get me an ice cream. And it's hot as hell out. And there's like 13 people in line. And you step up there and all of a sudden 5 more people step in front of you. And then all of a sudden 7 more people step in front of you. And you're like, wait a minute. Isn't there some rules? Isn't there a law? And I feel the same way about everything in life. You wait in line, and that's it. I'm going to get my ice cream. You're not stepping in front of me. That's just all, the way it is. So that was loosely written, on that. But the main thing is it's kind of a hard-hitting tune. And so I followed that up with So Red, White, and Blue, which is a lot cleaner track.
A patriotic song that needs to be added to the list. Absolutely.
Like my girlfriend Kim, it tells a little bit about, like, one of the lines in it is, I always look for her in the crowd. And I said, your love is like America, always makes me proud. Right? And so there's a kind of a segue there.
Sure.
So those were the first 2 songs. And then, because I'm going to get mine out of the way because he's got a lot more songs than I do.
Yeah, but man,
about, right?
but your songs are amazing.
We'll lay them out here today. So my third song, Brian calls me I'm at Shields getting some new sneakers. And he goes, what are you doing? And he's always up early. So he's, dragging me out of the weeds. And I go, I'm already out. Okay, I'm already out. And I said, I'm over at Shields getting shoes. He goes, sit down for a minute. He goes, I just heard a song by Creed Fisher, because I like Creed Fisher.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan.
Absolutely.
So Creed, if you hear that, it'll open for you, because I got songs right up your alley. I'm throwing one in there. You'll probably get this podcast after I gave you
hint.
Yeah, hint. Yeah. But I am a big Creed Fisher fan. Sure. So anyway, he said he just did a song, Devil in Boots. And he goes, it sounds like you. It's something up your alley.
Yes.
You need to write a song, something with that flair. And I thought, cool. So I listened to it. And as usual, Creed Fisher stuff is right in my lane.
Oh, yeah.
He just smacks you right across the head with shit. I love it. Anyway, so Kim and I are driving home, and she heard him, and she goes, well, what are you going to do? I said, I'm going to go home and write a freaking song.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it. Brian's got me motivated.
Oh, man.
And he's got me on the clock. I'm thinking,
I don't know. It was just a vision, bro. It was a feeling that I had for you.
And you said you thought that was that type of tune I could do.
Yes.
So I came up with a song, and I think it's probably my hottest tune.
Yeah.
It's called My Satan in Satin.
Just say that again.
My Satan in Satin.
Okay, I got goosebumps.
Yeah, it's about a girl that we all have been out with, and you walk into a bar, and she's getting way too much attention, and her clothes are way too tight. And one of my lines, and I fall out of my pickup every time I see you in that skirt, you know. And it's a real life song about a chick who you just can't frickin' control because everybody wants her. She's
Wild child.
You can't control them. You can't change them. You got to live with them, hon. That's all I can tell you. Kim knows that.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so I wrote Satan and Satin, and I've got a new song that I'm doing. It'll be the 22nd of the month. I'll be in with Eric in Bloomington at Eclipse Studios. And I'm not going to give the name out. I'm not going to give anything out. But it is going to be vastly different than because normally, like I told Brian when I sent him, he gets the inside track from me and gives me, hey, it's going to be a hit.
Yeah, we work together as a team, brother.
Right, exactly.
You know?
That's the way it is. And he said, you got a hit song there, brother. You got a hit song.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that. And that is going to debut. We were talking about Stephen F. Adams. That's going to debut on www.soundwave1radio.com on Friday. I think it's the 29th. And by the way, real quick, while we're on that, I am going to be Stephen F. Adams' guest tomorrow. If anybody sees this by then, I don't know if maybe too late. But on the 13th of February, I'm going to be his guest. And I'll be on the show for a half an hour talking music, stuff in general, and I'll be with the Bakersfield Outlaw, and he gets that name for a reason. He is a freaking outlaw.
We love him, man.
Yeah.
Good
cat.
He's a great guy.
Yeah.
He's very passionate about what he does.
So let's talk about your CD, and let's talk about what are your plans for the future, and give me a little view on your other songs you've written.
Well, They Call Them Outlaws was my second single. Land of the Free.
That was a while back.
Land of the Free goes way back. That was when I first started writing. It took me 3 years to write that song.
Gotcha.
Because I wasn't a writer. I didn't know how to do it. So I finally wrote that song. We got it out, and it's. I wanted my first song to be patriotic, and I made it happen. Love it. It's a great song today. For all the vets, including myself. But I want to come back to that because I want to give a big shout out to our veterans.
Absolutely.
Our police,
Let's
our
get
fire.
one right. You ready?
Is that how you do that?
For our vets.
Okay,
Rock and roll vets. We love you.
Yeah.
This guy raises a lot of money. I'm always there. He calls me and says, you want to do a show? When we do our show together, we call it Boss
and Hoss.
Why does he get to be the boss?
Well, because you're the Hoss.
Okay, I'm a Hoss.
Because you're bigger than I am.
Okay.
You think I'm going to give you any lip, man?
There it is.
Shoot.
So, yeah, I'm getting pretty old. I'm long in the tooth. But, yeah. So, Boss and Hoss. And we go out and, we'll raise money for veterans. I'm glad to do that. And he'll also come out if I've got a show that we're doing. And usually, I used to work for America's Most Wanted and was an international child safety advocate.
Yeah.
So, I will do stuff to raise money for kids still.
And we're down with that together.
Absolutely.
For the kids, police, fire, first responders, EMS, our veterans. Hey, you need a show, we're your guys.
We'll put a smoking show on.
You know what I mean?
So it gets out of control fast.
Yeah. So anyway,
the bikers love us.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, what's not to love?
That's right. What's not to love about this?
So going back, we're writing a third song. Everything, all of our songwriting, right? And I don't want to touch a whole lot on AI because I'm not a fan of AI, personally speaking.
None of our stuff. Our finished products have no AI and no auto-tune.
And
they're raw.
So when songwriting was about life adventures, what's happened in the past, that's just the way it's always been. You sit down, put a pen or pencil to something, you write the lyrics, you tag team with another person, you write your songs, right? So, again, that's just how I feel about that. So I'm old school. So.
Yep.
My next single, Whiskey Drinking, I had something that hit very home, personal. And when you totally love somebody, man, when they are your soulmate, they're everything to you. And when you lose them, they're no longer there, man, and I was like, man, wow, this could happen to me. And I understand now when other people lost their loves, their soulmates, how they went into a depression, or they went to pills, or they went to...
That's when you write, bro.
Yeah.
That's when you write.
So,
there's not many writers, okay? I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're fine.
There's not many writers that said, hi, I've got $1 million in the bank. I'm having a great time. I'm thinking about buying a frickin' airplane. And that guy can't even write a song.
Right.
All right?
Yeah.
But if somebody just kicked your dog, I can't make the payment on my truck. I've just lost somebody that meant something to me, and I just can't seem to kick more than 7 whiskeys a day. I'm in the studio, and I'm belting out tunes. It's just life, and
Right.
life makes good songs. That's what you're saying.
It's exactly home.
Yep.
It hits home.
Yep.
You know, and that's where whiskey drinking came from. You know, if I lost, my wife, so to speak, I would be in a whiskey, in a whiskey bottle, man.
Yeah, bottom of the glass.
Until I pulled myself out of it. You know, it's just it's fact. You know, I ain't gonna kid nobody. You know, it's
So talk about family roots.
country roots, huh?
Country roots.
Country roots.
Yeah, that is
That
it's
song.
about family, isn't it?
It's about my life growing up. You know, I was raised in the bar, not complaining. That's just how my life was. You know, my dad worked. He was a workaholic, and he also liked to drink.
Yep.
You know, so a lot of times the times that we got together, it was mostly in a bar. So we'd go into the bar, he'd sit up there, he'd drink, and I'd play that jukebox. That's how I got my music genre. Is from a 45 laying down record, son of a gun, man. He'd give me money, and I go put quarters in that thing, and I would play all of country's best. You know, from Vern Gosdin to Ronnie Millsap to the Brooks and Dunn to George Jones, Haggard. You know exactly what I'm talking about. All the legends, man.
Hey,
and
can I tell a George Jones story?
you do what you want.
It's real fast. I was doing a child safety event in Wheeling, West Virginia, and they have a program. It's sort of like the Grand Ole Opry, but it goes into 17 states, 100,000 watts, like WLS out of Chicago, that kind of power. And every Saturday night, they play that, and all the country people go in and listen to that, and they have one great headliner and usually 7 or 8 rising stars in Wheeling, West Virginia. So that day, we did I brought in my digital fingerprinting system. I was working with John Walsh with the
Oh, nice.
Most Wanted.
Okay.
And then I also owned my own systems and kind of teamed up. So we went and did that free. Of course, I never charged. I've safeguarded over 1.8 million kids, never charged
Wow.
one time.
Thank you,
Never
brother.
charged. It's
Man,
always
wow.
free. But anyway, we went in, a radio station was sponsoring it. And they said they were just crying, after I did the press conference. They just, I told them the situation, how I got started. Anyway, long story short, they said, "Do you want to meet George Jones?" I'm like, I don't know really that well. But they were telling me the story. Sometimes he doesn't show up. They call him the possum. I'm thinking, okay, great.
No show Jones.
I'm waiting for a possum that's not showing up. What's going on? Right? So me and this other guy who was an advocate, national advocate, his daughter had been abducted and murdered, and everyone, I'm not bringing his name up here, but everybody knows who it is. And so we were waiting backstage, and I said, we're watching the show, and they go backstage now. George is going to be here. His bus is pulled up, and it's right up out, he walks right off the bus, and he wants to meet you guys, and he's excited about it. We told him all about it. He's excited. So anyway, we hear this music. Here comes George. And he was sort of high-stepping, might have been stumbling. I can't tell you. But he comes walking by. He's got the guitar around his neck, and he walks by us, and he goes like this. And that was it. That was our backstage meet. So I told this story one time after I had some whiskey, and they said, well, how do you figure what's the end of that story? I said, I was personally ignored by George Jones. I think it's a big story.
Hey. Just to watch that legend walk by.
Yeah.
He
just went like this.
I mean, shoot.
He gave us a salute.
Right
Yeah,
on.
and
Nice.
man, I'll tell you, one thing I'll say, I thought that was kind of wild, but he went out with that guitar and he swung her all the way around. When he went out, whoa, 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 was swinging it, and he got out there and hit that first note, and he owned that frickin' crowd.
Oh.
That's what I like.
Years of
That's
experience,
what we want to
brother.
do, and I think at times we hit that. It's energy, and he had that energy. Might have had a little bit of Jack Daniels too, but he had the energy.
Well, I tell you, sometimes we have good shows, and then we have shows that are not so good.
Well, yeah.
It's live music. It's live music. It's a part of life.
Yep.
There's songs, man, we hit spot on, note for note, key for key, man, and it's just kicking butt, and you know what I mean, and just feeling great. And I was in the garage the other night, rehearsing, getting ready for. I got a couple shows coming up next week, and Johnny Cash. I mean, we all know his music. We all know his music. We love his music, and I walk the line.
There's another guy that always owned the crowd.
Oh yeah, and I started singing the lyrics to that song, and I just bloop.
Yep.
So the wife, Vicky she just walked in the garage, just kind of seeing what I was doing, and I looked at her, and she looked right at me. She goes, "I think you better rehearse some more, there, young man."
Well, thanks for that.
Yeah, you think you're right, baby. I think you're right.
So Johnny Cash backhand.
So yeah, so I mean, again, we forget lyrics. Yeah, happens. But anyway, back to country roots. Yeah, just it was just a song that I grew up with, and I grew up in a bar basically most of my life, and not complaining. And that's where I got the idea of the song, And we're shooting live video.
What I was just going to ask you.
Yes, next weekend. At JB's Friday night.
Can everybody come out?
Everybody can. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to post this.
If you want to be in we're just doing live video just for the song, but he's going to be out there. Nick Freno, a buddy of mine, a master at electronics. He's going to be out there shooting video.
So you need extras. You got anybody can be in it.
Anybody can be in it. Yeah.
He's going to clip it up and do this and do that. So there's no guarantees, but. I would say pretty much you're probably going to be in a video that's going to be played all over.
It's going to be played all over the world. It is. It is.
It's a hot tune. Trust me. It's going places. It's charting. So
get on my Facebook page. It says the date and the time and the place.
So let's go. Let's just give it to him right now because I'm going to post this. So it's going to be on is it 21st?
21st.
And that is what night? Is that a Friday?
Friday night.
Friday night. That's February.
Yes.
21st.
7 p.m.
At what time? 7?
7.
7 p.m. Central, and that's at JB's.
In Blue Mountain, Illinois.
Yes. Great bar, by the way. We played a bike event there, and we ripped the cover off the walls in that place.
Yeah, it was a good time.
The owner's cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Very welcoming.
Jason supports me, man. He'll drive 2 hours to come see one of my shows, and well,
you know what? Maybe we could talk with him, and I'm doing a summer tour with my band, Big Guy in the Mob.
Yeah.
And I'm going to support my originals, and maybe we can talk to him, and maybe I can do a stop out that way as I'm heading down to St. Louis.
They'll bring you in.
Yeah.
I'll guarantee you they'll bring you in.
Well, we're going to wrap this one up, and we got another one we're going to put in the can, as they say here, after this one, and we got to have some stuff left to talk about. And trust me, if you know him and you know me, we got plenty to talk about.
Walking on the wild side.
Before we go, anything else you want to add in there, big boy?
No. I just, everybody, love what you do and enjoy life. And if you just don't have anything nice to say about anybody or anything, just keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. Why rain on somebody else's parade?
Yeah. Because we're looking to have a halfway decent parade.
Yeah,
We're trying.
Yeah. Just be polite. Love one another, man.
So a final shout out. We didn't give Beverly Jenkins a big enough shout out.
Let's do it right now.
So you ready? Beverly Jenkins, the #1 promoter on the planet. I got to tell you that.
We definitely love her.
She has really helped school me on things. And one thing about her, she doesn't blow smoke. I'll tell you that.
She tells how it is.
If you happen to put up an idea for a song, she's like, but, if she likes it, she'll tell you, and she'll tell you if she thinks it's going to go places. So
she's just a sweetheart of a woman. Been in the business for many, many years. I mean, not that this matters by no means because of who Beverly is and what she does and how she does it, but she was married to Vern Gosdin.
The voice
of country music.
Yep.
So, again.
And she co-wrote most of those songs.
She has, yes.
So she's a writer.
She's a writer,
So if you ever want to get someone who's going to be very honestly critical.
Sure.
And has a reason to be. As like we talked earlier, the keyboard warriors, they're all critics. They've never written a song. Mm-mm. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. She does.
Yeah.
So you better listen up. And she gives great guidance, knows what's going on. So we want to thank her.
Absolutely. Beverly, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Let's give her one.
Love you.
Rock and roll.
Rock and roll.
Rock and roll. Got to throw a little.
Do they got a thing for country? I don't know. Thumbs up maybe for country?
That's my new country symbol. I'll come up with one.
You
Yeah.
do that.
I'll come up with one. Because that one wasn't working at all.
Oh,
Anyway.
thanks for tuning in, guys.
Absolutely, yeah.
Hey.
We've got Brian Shartzer over here.
And the big guy.
Yeah, Sound Warriors Podcast. And you know what we say? We say it and we sing it.
And we
Thank
bring
you
it.
very much, everybody.